When the moon pie dropped in downtown Mobile in the first seconds of 2020, the streets were crowded elbow to elbow. Smiling people waved at WKRG News 5 cameras. They had no reason to think that the booming economy, the health of their families, and even the security of their community would be changed like never before by one word: coronavirus. Although it was a difficult year, our community and our station never gave up hope and never gave up on our effort to help.
WKRG News 5 starts right now with breaking news.
Hello, everyone. I'm Peter Albrecht.
And I'm Devin Walsh. Thanks for joining us tonight. First on 5, we begin with breaking news. Mobile County now has its first case of coronavirus. The patient is a child who is being isolated at home. We will have a live report with the latest on the child's condition. As
of 5 o'clock, all Alabama beaches are closed for at least the next couple of weeks and possibly longer.
News 5's Debbie Williams is live in Orange Beach. And Debbie, this has never happened before, even during the oil spill.
That's right, and not a lot of people actually have that information. As you can look behind me and see that the beaches are still pretty full here at 5 o'clock. Now, some Orange Beach employees have come on the beach with their trucks and their sirens, and they're going to start issuing that statement. But this was at the request of the coastal mayors, the governor making that order earlier this afternoon. Everybody trying to not underreact and not overreact. So some of the sheriff's deputies that have arrived here on the beach are now going person to person and telling them you need to get off the beach. We're at the Romar Beach access here in Orange Beach. That parking lot is full. Those cars will be towed, before they get the barricades up and the signage and that type of thing. So it's just getting that message out now that the beaches are closed, both public and private, starting at 5 o'clock today. It will really hit hard tomorrow morning, from what we were hearing from Gulf Shores, that at 7 o'clock, that at that point you should know, you should have that information, you should stay off the beaches. If you were caught on the beaches after talking to the sheriff and other law enforcement, the penalty would be up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Live on the Baldwin County beat in Orange Beach, Debbie Williams, WKRG News 5.
New tonight, Pensacola city officials are taking additional steps to slow the spread of coronavirus. Now, all tennis courts are closed, along with public restrooms at city parks.
Social distancing sports overtime coming your way tonight from the makeshift News Sports Overtime studios. My living room here, I put out some sports bobbleheads and memorabilia to make it feel a little bit more sportsy here.
This is video that you will only see on News 5 showing a woman smashing a Mobile police cruiser with a baseball bat. Take a look. You can see the woman here. This happened seconds after police used tear gas to disperse the crowd.
News 5's Cherish Lombard joins us now from the newsroom. And Cherish, police are now searching for this woman who smashed the window. What else do we know about her?
Like you said, you saw the emotion on Turner Ward's face. When someone in your family goes through this, the entire family goes through this.
I mean, they really do cherish it. It was just so hard. Donna alluded to the fact that she felt like she was alone a lot of the time because Turner was across the country playing baseball or coaching baseball, and she really did not share much about her cancer journey with her friends because she felt like she was married to someone famous. She didn't want everybody to know every detail about her life, so she did feel lonely, and that's when she started writing all of those journals.
Just the relentless slashing of this water, the waves and the wind are tearing things apart.
This will not be a 90-mile-per-hour wind storm at landfall. This will be a 105-mile-per-hour wind minimum at landfall.
Well, I've been listening to the howling winds of, as you can see, I've been listening to the howling winds of Sally all evening.
Can you imagine standing in that, trying to just stand up and look at the power of the rain?
What the folks at the Weather Service are deeming to be a now life-threatening situation.
Over 20 inches have already fallen in southern Baldwin County as well as southern Escambia County. That is life-threatening. That is very dangerous.
So basically, if you're Destin, you need to be hunkered down. You need to be in that safe place.
And it's gradually gotten stronger overnight. So a lot of people that went to bed certainly are going to wake up to a slightly stronger storm than they anticipated when they went to bed last night.
Easily seeing 90+ mile-per-hour winds now moving into Gulf Shores and also towards Orange Beach. So we're going to get some gusts, occasional gusts now over 100 miles per hour.
We were trapped inside our house until we could get my photographer Lee Atherton to the house to get me out so that I could be here to give you this information.
If you have yet to move out of this area and you did not evacuate, that now is the time to go ahead and seek higher ground.
Wind gusts right now up to 60 miles per hour. Again, still a few hours out from Sally making landfall, but debris is covering the roadways. I haven't seen anybody out on the roadway.
This is not the worst of the rain totals that we are going to see. Inland, 10 to 15 inches of rain, 4 to 7 feet of storm surge right at the coastline and in Mobile Bay.
It is a very, very dangerous situation that we are in. It reminds you of Hurricane Danny in the 90s, of Hurricane Ivan. Today is the anniversary of Hurricane Ivan.
Take a look at this video just coming into our newsroom.
Wow, this is just, you hear sideways rain. That's exactly what this is. And tremendous amount of rain, too, being pushed by that wind.
As far as we know, AlDOT has not closed down this causeway right now.
There are trees down. Parts of the roadway are flooded. There's debris flying across the road. Not a good idea to get on Highway 59 anytime today.
We've seen several tornado warnings that spun up quickly this morning. The next concern down the road is river flooding, and that is going to be on you very quickly in Bayou Sara.
Now, I do want to follow these road closures, trees down, power lines down across the area.
Maybe some water rescues of people as we get past this thing.
We've had some of that through the night. Police and fire with various vehicles, the largest four-wheel drives and things that they could get to.
So at 5 a.m. Central Time, Hurricane Sally has now come ashore at Gulf Shores, Alabama.
This is some of the most intense winds that we have seen this morning up here in Loxley, and it is throwing everything around. And I know John and I both had talked about when we were earlier this morning, 12:30, 1 o'clock this morning, when you're hearing those noises and you're hearing that sound and how frightening it must be. We're starting to get the light of day. It's still frightening to hear some of those noises and some of those sounds.
Yeah, they've developed quite a reputation for themselves over the years, all the way back to Katrina and some of the other hurricanes that have come through anywhere from here all the way over to Texas. And they've actually been a very good resource to help. We've been able to send people to work with them in the past, but they've always been good to come and return the favor, and they've got a team.
Catastrophic and life-threatening flooding is unfolding.
I tell you, what we're seeing too, we expected a rain event, and that was known from the outset that this was going to be a slow-moving rain event, but the wind damage has proven to be just as significant as well. In the Cajun Navy, those guys got out early. They took some of the first pictures of damage along Orange Beach.
Wow, this is Perdido Key, folks. This is what we've been talking about, the impact of the storm surge, the water of the Gulf of Mexico just pushed underneath all of these homes.
This video, as you mentioned, is from the Cajun Navy. They were in place to be among the first to respond. I believe this is exclusive video to us this morning. Look at that. That is a lot of water.
It sure is. On the left, you can see that pier that has collapsed.
And Dana joins us live tonight from Orange Beach. And Dana, how did everyone react, even though they couldn't necessarily see it with the naked eye? How did they react to this big moment today?
They were pretty excited, Peter. We stood out here on the water, and well, what you're seeing behind me is pretty much all we could see as well. But people say they heard it.
Yeah, space!
We thought, me and Daddy and Mommy thought it was really cool.
SpaceX is booked solid through the end of the year. Right now, the company has scheduled 13 launches of its Falcon 9 rocket and 1 additional launch of its Falcon Heavy rocket. So
welcome back into our magical Christmas toy vault, which is now empty. I mean, this is something. I came in today and volunteers and some of our staff members, all in masks, working tirelessly to get all of the toys out and get them to boys and girls in need. and of course some to Santa so he can get those where they need to be. But we just want to take a moment. Look at this. This is amazing. You all come through for us every year, and this year, I'm telling you what, you did not disappoint. I love this video. You can see all the volunteers getting all of these toys packed up and sent to the boys and girls.